Okay, so if you told me back when the Habs were down 3-1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs that I would still be making game previews towards the end of June and moving on into July, I would have lost my mind. But here we are, and it's time for another game preview. So, if you're new around here, grab yourselves a beer and park that ass on a chair, as we're about to nosedive right into the Stanley Cup Finals series between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll talk about what's at stake here, and we'll take a look at the projected lineups of both teams to see what to expect here. But first, if you guys are a fan of the Habs, or you just want to eat lightning and shit thunder, then please consider subscribing to my channel, as I upload hockey content daily and would really enjoy having some more of you 4-leaf clover eating grasshoppers tag along for the ride. And if you want to get in on some of the action here, take a stab at trying to predict which player, and it could be any player on both teams, scores the last goal of the game, okay? Not the first goal, not necessarily the game-winning goal, but the last goal of this hockey game. And if you get it right, I'm going to spray you down with the garden hose and throw a bag of flour on you. Just kidding, but I will pin your comment to the top and give you a shout out in the game review for this one. Now, this is going to be a wild series, okay? Rule number 1, and the only rule: don't take this Tampa Bay Lightning team too lightly. For God's sake, this team is basically an all-star team, and there's no doubt that these guys are the biggest challenge that the Habs have had during this entire year, by far. I mean, is it possible? Yes, it is. Is it likely? God, I hope so. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they won the Stanley Cup last year. They're the defending champs, and they've got a really good team. They've got a really good defense core. They can roll all 4 lines. They've got a good goaltender. They've even got a coach named Cooper. And does anybody remember the old VHS movie Night of the Living Dead? Cooper! Yeah, John Cooper acted in that movie. And the whole Tampa Bay Lightning fan base is gone absolutely crazy right now. They want to win 2 years in a row, and you can't blame them. Now, as for us Habs fans, you see the Habs, they've got the heart. They've got the eye of the tiger. And this is some real Rocky Balboa versus Ivan Drago shit that is about to go down. The Lightning, they just knocked off the Apollo Creed Islanders, and now it's up to Brendan Balboa and Kerry Balboa and all those guys to regroup and knock Ivan Drago's lightning ass out. The first game is gonna be huge, and if the Habs, if they can somehow split the series in Tampa, woohoo, that would be awesome. That would be huge. Going back home with the series split, I'd be happy with that, as that alone would be a huge accomplishment. So listen, don't get too discouraged if the Habs lose game 1. It's a best 4 out of 7 series, but geez, I hope they win game 1. Now, enough of the small talk. Let's take a look at the projected lines for tonight's game, and we'll start things off by ripping down through the Habs lines. The first line, boom, we've got the Steve Irwin line. That's right, there's only one Steve Irwin line in the NHL right now, and the Habs own it. We've got Philip Irwin, centering Arturi Irwin, and Brendan Irwin. The second line, we've got Nick Suzuki, centering Tyler Toffoli Ravioli, and our little bundle of joy, Cole Caulfield, who's just gonna go wild this series, you just know it. For the third pairing, we've got Jesperi Kotkaniemi, centering Polly Wavers and Big Josh Anderson, who definitely knows what it takes to get rid of the Lightning guys. And the fourth line, we've got Eric Stahl centering Jake Evans. That's right, you might see Joel Armia here, but that is not the case. And Corey Perry. Moving on over to Mr. Hanky over there with the Tampa Bay Lightning forwards, and we've got Braden Point on the first line, centering Andre Palat and Nikita Kucherov. The second line, we're going to have to deal with Anthony Spaghetti, centering Alex Killorn and Steven Stamkos. For the third line, we've got the team's Chihuahua. Okay, do you like ankle biters? Because if you don't, you might want to stay away from Yanni Gourde. Who's going to be centering? Barclay Goodrow, who apparently has a nickname called Goody for some reason. I don't get it. And Blake Coleman. And let me tell you something. Blake Coleman is underrated. That's a player I like. Line number 4, we've got Tyler Johnson, centering Ross Coltrane and Patrick Morin. Couldn't resist. Moving on over to the defense pairings now, and the first unit for the Habs, we've got Ben Sherratt paired with Shea Weber. The second unit, we've got Joel Edmondson paired with Jeff Duct Tape My Fingers Petrie. And the third unit, we've got Eric Gustafsson paired with Joe Dirt. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, they've got Victor Hedman paired with Jan Reuter. Their second pairing is former Habs draft pick Ryan McDonough paired with Eric Cernak. And their third pairing is another former Habs draft pick, Mikhail Sergachev, paired with David Savard. The goaltenders for the night need no introduction. We've got Carey Price going up against Andrei Vasilevsky, and that is gonna be one sick matchup. And yeah, that's it. I'm done here. Go grab a 5-gallon pail, fill that shit up with as much popcorn as you can fit, throw all the cushions off the couch, get ready to flop around a lot, because this game is gonna be difficult to watch, okay? You're gonna be flopping around on that couch like a fresh trout just pulled up on the ice. Don't forget to predict which player scores the last goal of the game in the comments section. Go Habs go, and good luck, Lightning fans.